Mrs. Suzette L. Smith, who was employed by Anna T. Jeans's endowment to improve black education in the South, organized a community effort to raise funds to build a Rosenwald School in Rocky Point, North Carolina.
There was a need for a school because they didn't have one, and people began to get together. They met and decided that a school was needed, and that was when people began to raise money. And during the time that they raised money, that was when the Julius Rosenwald Fund began. I think that was around 1917. And I guess when people saw that there was an interest and a need for a school, they began to, come together and raise money to get the buildings that they needed. And I think the first one was a 4-room school. Both of my grandfathers and Mr. Georgia Kennedy, I think they contributed, I think it was $1,200 to get the land, because they were told that they could not contribute anything unless they had the land. So these 3 people gave the money so that they could purchase, I believe it was 10 acres, so that they could build additional buildings.
Of the 8 buildings that eventually made up the Pender County Training School campus, at least 4 were partially funded by the Rosenwald Fund. Parents and community members continued to provide monetary support for the school until it was closed.
Our parents came to Rocky Point in 1931, and as principal and as teacher, there was a need for 2 people there. There were supervisors in the South. They would go around the schools in the poor areas, rural areas in the South, and look at the educational programs and attempt to elevate them, or attempt to just determine if the learning was congruent in all of the communities. And that mainly is what I recall that she attempted to do.